Bobber down. Crappie fishing is so simplistic and beautiful. That's a toad. Hey, sit down. Get off, buddy. I need my fish. Look at this guy. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. That's what we came here for. And see that? Oh gosh. See that hook placement? That's textbook. That's money. Awesome.
LRPs. Some of the best yet. Some of the best yet. They bite like that, like that, like that. Big bass, double digits.
Pick up the fire right on top. I don't think it is a crappie. No, it is. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Big Crappie Dreams channel. We are out here fishing a whole lineup of these awesome panfish and trout rods from 13 Fishing. What do you think of the crappies? Pipe? Oh gosh, look at that. And that is, hey, sit. That is why we came out here to Clear Lake, California. Not to chase the big bass, but this is a world-class crappie fishery. Check it out. If you guys are fans of panfish, subscribe to the channel, because we are. This is the fundamentals of fishing right here. And you can learn so much through catching panfish that you can apply to all types of fishing, even big bass streams. So, yeah, how's that one? That's probably 1 3/4 pounds, 2 pounds. Big old pre-spawn female. Oh, it's probably heavier. Sick. So the first piece of the puzzle for any type of fishing, including pan fishing, is location. If you're not around panfish, you're not going to catch them, just like any other fish. So how do you find panfish? Well, typically they live on the most prominent, easy to find pieces of cover or structure. In this case, we've got a big isolated shoal marker. And you can see on the live scope that they're actually piled up on one side of this structure, hugging the bottom. Right now the water is really low, so where they would normally be up on the bank on shallow cover like the reed lines or flooded brush are no longer an option. Oh gosh, I just swam it right through them. And we're only in, oh gosh, that's a tank. I mean, that's incredible. Oh. And they're called paper mouths for a reason. Is that one pretty close to the bottom? Typically these crappie want to feed in an upward position because they have upturned mouths. But there are times when they're super inactive, like they're behaving today, where you do have to kind of keep it low, like right on their noses. Just like that. And you want to avoid any herky-jerky motions when you're fighting these things. You guys just saw Riley had one pull the hook, and that's going to happen. But if you just maintain the rod in a single position, in a fixed position, and just use the reel to fight the fish, let that rod act like a shock absorber. So we're fishing this on an ultralight setup. Back in the day it was 2-pound line or nothing, but now we've got so many options. We're fishing a 10-pound Defiant braid, which has got a really thin diameter like a 2-pound test, but ultimate sensitivity. Gosh, look at this one. This one's plugged. And then, look at,
Oh boy.
that's a pig. Look at the belly on this big pre-spawn female. We're not gonna keep any of these fish today. We're just gonna hold a couple in the live well for some pictures and then release them. I've gotten really conscious about releasing these bigger class crappies. My God, that's a gem of a fish right there. So like I was saying, 10-pound Defiant braided line. It's really thin stuff. So it behaves just like 2-pound monofilament in the way that the baits move through the water. And then to that, I've got a short shock leader from Defiant as well. I think this is 6 or 7-pound line. And then here we go, a little jig head. Thanks, honey. That's probably a 1/16 ounce ball head, and just any of your favorite little crappie tails. I'm gonna milk this one for all it's worth. So this is textbook crappie fishing, guys. We're just fishing cover, in this case man-made, suspending a jig right where we've located them. They're pretty tight to the bottom. We're letting the wind do all the work of working the jig. Real subtle movement. Oh, we got a dark male. Look at that. Jeez. 5-cent. That is a California black crappie. Oh boy. It's a nice 13, 14-inch fish. Gosh, that hook is good. Boom. Thanks, bud. When they are tough, believe it or not, this can make a world of difference. And these are crappie nibbles. And all you do is take one, and I like to kind of thread it on the hook. Just push it up against the body. And that's gonna do a couple things. It's gonna release a bunch of glitter. Kind of looks like scales from a bait fish when crappie feed and eat a minnow. And it's also gonna leave a nice little milky scent cloud. And when they're inactive like this, that could be the deal. Let's test that theory. I didn't come up with this stuff. I let the fish dictate how we adjust to these presentations. Gosh, that's another tank. This is a fun little setup. See, if I was fishing 2-pound, I wouldn't be able to just lift that thing up off the bottom like that. So that 6.7-pound fluorocarbon leader, 10-pound Defiant braid really let me feel that slight tick. And because of the lack of stretch, all we're doing is winding. And gosh, that was a perfect hook placement. So I know there's probably people out there that are skeptical, but we're 1 for 1. We're batting 1,000. And also be cognizant of not working your bait too much when they're inactive. I'm kind of twitching it a couple times and just letting it settle, and they're eating it on the paws. So we're sitting in the about 5 feet of water, and I adjusted my leader length to about 4.5 feet, and whammo, able to keep that jig suspended in their nose, and they just can't handle it. Plus, it's just a lot of fun to watch that bobber go down. Oh my god, look at this. How cool is that? That takes me back. That's a little one, Fife. No, sit. Good boy. I mean, anywhere else, that'd be a solid crappie. That's a dink here. But I appreciate you. Hey, Fife, sit. Alright guys, real simple setup here. Talked about the line, and on the business end we've got a 1/16 ounce jig head here. You don't want too heavy of a jig head when you're bobber fishing, because you want that bobber to actually float on the surface. And I tie the same hook whether I'm crappie fishing, fishing smallmouth or largemouth. Good old trilene knot for me. And we're just using a little 1.5 inch crappie tail here. Water's pretty clear, so I'm gonna go with the shad-like color, black top, gray silver body. This is a cool jig head because it's got these little barbs that'll help keep your bait pinned, just like that. We're gonna add one of them magical niblets. And just thread that bad boy on there. In dirtier water, I love black and chartreuse, or all white is a standard color. But alright, well, we know we can catch them on a standard crappie jig. Now it's time to get a little technical, a little fancy. Check out this little Magic Man Lipless Crankbait. Got the same setup here as far as line. I've got the same setup as far as line here. 10-pound Defiant braid to a 6.7 pound fluorocarbon leader. I like a little bit heavier leader because we are around a lot of big bass, and once in a while you will hook a big or a little bass on these, or a big crappie. This allows me to manhandle those fish, lift them in the boat. Just a little bit more margin for error. 100% fluorocarbon line, so they're not going to see it regardless. But yeah, check out that little gem. How awesome is that? We've had really good success on the standard size Magic Mans on largemouth, so let's see how these little guys do. We're actually fishing in and around a 115 boat bass tournament right now. Everybody is super serious, keyed up, and we're out here crappie fishing and waxing them. You having fun, Fife? Oh my god, look at this thing. Another big old female. That was sick. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? 5. Sit, buddy. Sit. Hey. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Hey, sit. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Hey, come on, crappie. Hey, sit. That is freaking awesome. That one's gonna go closer too. Big old gravid female. Wow. That's sick.
There you go.
That's a beast. I got you. Gosh. People say crappie don't fight. I beg to differ. Yeah, spunky one. Ah, check that out, guys. If you guys haven't, oh my goodness, look at the way the hook just fell out. If you guys haven't given pan fishing a try, I know a lot of you haven't, especially you bass heads. Get out there. The links for all the products we're using today are going to be in the description below for you guys to find it really easily. But go have some fun. Go find some structure in the lake. Dingle dangle some little baits at them and have a good time. I'm Oliver Nye. This is Riley Coach's PB, maybe.
Oh, for sure.
And this is Big Crappie Dreams. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
LRPs. Some of the best yet. Some of the best yet. They bite like that, like that, like that. Big bass, double digits.
Kick up the fire right on top.
Low fall blast off, trying to get some cast off. Doing this here for years, get my pass on. Dream mask on, putting in work. Snap back, got me focused, never settle on a shirt. I missed one and hit one, man, that's getting some. 2, 3, 4, 5 more, come on, that's ripping up. The way the bass miss sticking, the way my feet.